Burger King holds a special place in the hearts of many who came of age in the 80s and 90s, evoking a sense of nostalgia and fond remembrance. Remember those trips past Burger King where the smell of grilled burgers would waft through the air, beckoning you to stop? That's the stuff of legend. What made Burger King stand out was that they didn't just cook their burgers, they grilled them. And let me tell you, that aroma? Absolutely divine. The Whopper? It wasn't just a burger. It was a rite of passage. Juicy, flame-grilled perfection that made your taste buds dance. But somewhere along the way, Burger King lost its mojo. With corporate shakeups and constant turmoil, the once iconic brand started to lose its shine. It became synonymous with being a second-rate chain, a far cry from its glory days. For decades, Burger King held its own as the second biggest burger chain in the US, trailing only behind the golden arches of McDonald's. But then came 2020, the year the crown began to slip. Wendy's stepped up its game, and Chick-fil-A swooped in and stole the show. Suddenly, Burger King found itself playing catch-up in a game it once dominated. And if that wasn't enough of a blow, the chain recently faced more nightmares. Two of its biggest franchisees, representing over 100 locations, went belly up. Meridian Restaurants Unlimited filed for bankruptcy, drowning in a sea of debt. They're shutting down shops left and right, leaving a trail of closed doors from Minnesota to North Dakota. And they're not alone. EYM King is shuttering restaurants in Michigan, while Tom's King got sold off in a desperate bid to stay afloat. How did it all come down to this? Brace yourselves for this sad story of how an iconic American brand lost its way in the brutal fast food business. Lately, something's been off about the King. It's not just the faded signage or the peeling paint on the walls. It's something deeper, something that goes to the very core of what made Burger King, well, Burger King. You see, the problem isn't just with a few bad apples among the franchisees. No, it runs much deeper than that. It's a systemic issue that's been festering for years, slowly eroding away at the once proud empire of flame-grilled burgers and crispy fries. At the heart of the issue is the franchise model itself. Unlike traditional restaurants run by seasoned restaurateurs, Burger King franchises often attract entrepreneurs looking to make a quick buck. And while there's nothing inherently wrong with that, it does mean that many franchise owners lack the experience and dedication needed to run a successful restaurant. Walk into any Burger King and you'll likely be greeted with a scene that's far from appetizing. Despite efforts to redecorate and spruce up their establishments, many Burger King franchises quickly devolve into shabby, unkempt spaces. It's not uncommon to find dirty tables, grimy floors, and bathrooms that leave much to be desired. Take, for example, Burger King in one area. After undergoing a full remodel, it reopened its doors to much fanfare. But within a month, the dine-in area had been overrun by the homeless, driving away customers and ultimately leading to its closure. It's a stark reminder that appearances can be deceiving, and no amount of renovation can make up for poor management. But it's not just the cleanliness of Burger King restaurants that's the problem. Many franchises are chronically understaffed, leading to long wait times and an overall underwhelming experience for customers. It's not uncommon to find yourself waiting in line for ages, only to be greeted by harried employees who seem more focused on getting through the day than providing quality service. And let's not forget about the outdated facilities and buildings that many Burger King franchises operate out of. Compared to the sleek, modern designs of their competitors, Burger King restaurants often feel stuck in the past. It's as if they're trapped in a time warp, unable to keep up with the ever-changing demands of the fast food industry. So who's to blame for the decline of Burger King? Some might point the finger at the franchisees, and they certainly bear some responsibility. But the real issue lies with the lackluster supervision from corporate. Without proper guidance and oversight, franchise owners are left to fend for themselves, often cutting corners to turn a profit. Burger King's customer service has become a joke, plain and simple. You order through the mobile app and it's like rolling the dice. Will your order get lost? Will your food be hot and fresh when it finally arrives? It's a gamble, and more often than not, you come out on the losing end. Meanwhile, McDonald's, the reigning champ of fast food, seems to have it all figured out. Whatever they're doing behind the scenes, it works. You can count on getting what you want, fresh and fast, almost every time. Let's talk about those burgers. Or should I say, burgers. If you manage to snag a fresh, hot one, consider yourself lucky. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. Most of the time, you're stuck with a microwaved mess that tastes like cardboard. And don't even get me started on the sorry state of the drive-thru. You've got a Burger King and a McDonald's side by side. Guess which one has the long line? Hint, it's not Burger King. More like a ghost town over there. And it's not just the food that's a letdown, the service is a joke too. I don't know how Burger King has managed to stay in business for so long, especially with so many empty restaurants. Their service has gone downhill faster than a snowball in July. The Whopper might be a favorite, but a lot of folks are giving Burger King the cold shoulder these days because of their awful service. They can remodel all they want, but if they don't raise their hiring standards and prioritize customer service, they're just throwing good money after bad. And let's not forget about the constant order mess-ups. Either they're out of something you ordered or they got it wrong altogether. So picture this. You're waiting in the Burger King drive-thru for what feels like forever, about 10 minutes, just craving that juicy Whopper meal. Finally, you get up to the window, ready to place your order, and what do they tell you? Sorry, we're out of patties. Seriously? It's 8 p.m. on a Saturday night and you can't keep patties in stock? You sell burgers, for crying out loud. Coke, ketchup, eggs, burritos, bacon, you name it, they're out of it. It's like they're not even trying anymore. And don't even get me started on the wait times. 30 minutes to get through the drive-thru with only 4 cars ahead of you? That's not fast food. That's slow torture. And then there's the sorry state of the dining rooms. Filthy, cluttered, and uncomfortable. If they're even open at all. More often than not, you're greeted with a locked door and a sign that reads, "For your convenience, the drive-thru is open." Thanks, Burger King, but I think I'll pass. And here's the kicker. It's not just that one location. It's like the franchise owners are okay with their restaurants going down the drain. They're raking in a few bucks here and there, but they couldn't care less about the issues plaguing their stores. You check the reviews and it's all 1 star after another. But do the owners even bat an eye? Nope, seems like they're perfectly fine with their sinking ships. It's frustrating, to say the least. Customers are fed up with the lackluster service and the constant letdowns. Finding a Burger King with a decent staff? Good luck with that. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Customers go for the burger, even if it's not made right, and the folks working there seem like they'd rather be anywhere else. Hate to be harsh, but it's a real problem. The star of the show, the Whopper, is up against some tough competition. The people running the joint. Overworked and underpaid doesn't even begin to cover it. They look miserable. Who can blame them? With the place understaffed and management acting like it's a privilege to work for Burger King, it's no wonder morale is at an all-time low. It's downright inhumane how understaffed these places are. Lunch rush is handled by a handful of folks, both inside and at the drive-thru. And don't even get me started on the quality of the workers. They're too cheap to hire decent folks, so we're stuck with kids who couldn't care less about good food or cleanliness. And let's not sugarcoat it, Burger King employees have always had a bit of a reputation for having bad attitudes. It's like they're doing you a favor by taking your order. Many outlets are a total disaster. They hire the absolute worst workers and it shows. It's like stepping into a different world once you walk through the door, and not in a good way. And it's not just a one-time thing. The franchisees just don't seem to care. And they're always playing catch-up with the competition. Bottom line, you can't run a successful business with unmotivated, untrained, and constantly rotating employees. Burger King needs to step up its game and start treating its workers right if they want any chance of staying in the game.